Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. Is Ava having a conversation with Peter?
No, she is in a conversation with Peter. Eva is having
She isn't having
conversation
a
with
conversation
Jacob.
with Peter. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. Who is Ava having a conversation with?
Jacob. Eva is having conversation with Jacob.
Jacob. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. She's having a conversation with Jacob. What is Ava doing with Jacob?
A conversation. Eva is having conversation with Jacob.
Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. She wants to know what kind of music he likes. What does Ava want to know from Jacob?
What kind of music Jacob likes?
What kind of music Jacob likes? Ava wants to know what kind of music he likes. She wants to know what kind of music he likes. Who wants to know what kind of music Jacob likes?
Eva wants to know what kind of music Jacob likes.
Ava wants to know what kind of music Jacob likes. Does she want to know what kind of music Jacob dislikes?
No, she doesn't want to know what kind of music
No,
he
she doesn't want to know
dislikes.
what kind of music
She wants
he
to know
dislikes,
what kind
he
of
hates.
music
She wants to
Jacob
know what
likes.
kind of music he likes. So she asks him about his favorite kind of music.
Favorite.
Does she ask him about his favorite kind of music?
Yes, she asked him about his favorite of music.
Yes, she asks him about his favorite kind of music. Ava asks him about his favorite kind of music. Does Ava ignore Jacob's favorite kind of music?
No, Jacob. No, she doesn't ignore his
She doesn't
favorite
ignore his
kind
favorite
of music.
kind of music.
Eva asked him about his favorite kind of music.
What does Ava ask Jacob about?
His favorite kind of music.
His favorite kind of music. Ava asked Jacob about his favorite kind of music. Jacob says he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical. What kind of music does Jacob say he likes?
Jacob said he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop,
Jacob
rock,
says he likes
and
all kinds
classical.
of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical. Does Jacob mostly like opera and country and western music?
No, Jacob said he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop,
Jacob says he likes
rock,
all
and
kinds of music,
classical.
but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical. Does Jacob tell Ava what kind of music he hates?
No, Jacob said he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes
Jacob
pop,
says he likes all
rock,
kinds of
and
music,
classical.
but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical. Ava has tickets to a show. What kind of tickets does Ava have?
Ticket to a show. Ava have a ticket to a show.
Ava has tickets to a show and invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Does Ava invite Jeremy to the movies?
No, Ava has ticket to a show and invite Jacob to go with her to the show.
Oh, Ava has tickets to a show and invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Does Ava have tickets?
Yes, Ava has ticket to a show.
Yes, Ava has tickets to a show and invites Jacob to go with her to the show. She invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Who invites Jacob to go with her to the show?
Ava invites Jacob to go with her to the show.
Ava. Ava invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Ava invites him to go to the show with her. Where does Ava invite Jacob to go?
The shows. She invites Jacob
The
to
show.
go with her to
She
the
invites
shows.
Jacob to go to the show with her. Does she invite Mark to go to the show with her?
No, she doesn't invite Max. No, she doesn't invite Mark.
No,
she
she doesn't invite
invites
Mark.
Jacob
She invites
to
Jacob to
go
go
to the show with her. To go to the show with her. To go.
Jacob asks what kind of music the show has. What does Jacob ask?
What does Jacob Jacob asks what kind
What
of music the show has.
Jacob asks what kind of music the show has. Does Jacob ask what kind of music the show has?
Yes, Jacob asks what kind of music the
Yes,
show has.
Jacob asks what kind of music the show has. He asks what kind of music the show has. Does he ask what kind of food the show has?
No, he doesn't ask what kind of food the show has.
No,
he
doesn't
asks
ask
what kind
food
of
the show has.
music the
He
show
asks
has.
what kind of music the show has. Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Does Ava tell Jacob the kind of music and location?
Yes, Ava tell him it is rock.
Yes,
And
Ava tells
it's
him it's rock
Lincoln
and
Park.
it's in Lincoln Park.
And it's Lincoln Park.
Who tells Jacob it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park?
Who's the Ava tell him it's the rock.
Ava tells him
It's
it's
in
rock
Lincoln
and
Park.
it's in Lincoln Park. Does Ava tell Jacob the show is in Jackson Park?
No, Ava tell him it is rock.
No, it isn't
and
in Jackson Park.
it is
The
Lincoln
show
Park.
isn't in Jackson Park. Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Jacob asks what time the show takes place. What does Jacob ask about the show?
Jacob asks what time the show takes place.
Jacob asks what time the show takes place. He asks what time the show takes place. Does Jacob ask who is performing at the show?
No, Jacob doesn't ask who is performing at the shows. Jacob
No,
asks what
Jacob
time the
doesn't ask
show
who is
takes
performing
place.
at the show. Jacob asks what time the show takes place. Does Jacob ask where the show takes place?
No, he doesn't ask
No, he doesn't
where
ask
the
where the
show takes place.
Jacob
Jacob
asks
asks what time the show takes place. At what time is
Ava tells him it's at 7 p.m. When does Ava tell Jacob the show starts?
At 7 p.m. Ava tell him at
At
7
7 p.m.
p.m.
Ava tells him it's at 7 p.m. Ava tells him the show starts at 7 p.m. Does Jacob tell Ava the show starts at 7 p.m.?
No, Jacob doesn't tell
Jacob doesn't tell
Ava
that the show starts at
says
7 p.m.
that the show-
Ava tells Jacob the show starts at 7 p.m. Who does Ava tell it's at 7 p.m.?
Ava tells Jacob it is
Jacob.
at 7
Ava
p.m.
tells Jacob it's at 7 p.m. Is the show at 7 p.m.?
Yes, Ava tells Jacob it is at 7 p.m.
Yes, Ava tells him it's at 7 p.m. Jacob says he would like to go.
She replies to go.
How does Jacob answer to Ava?
Jacob says let's go.
Jacob says he'd like to go and
Yes,
suggests that they
Jacob
have
says
dinner
yes.
first. He says he'd like to go and suggests they have dinner first. Does Jacob say he would like to stay?
No, Jacob doesn't say he would like to stay. He says he would like to go.
No, Jacob doesn't say he would like to stay. He says he would like to go. Where would Jacob like to go?
The shows. Jacob would like to go the shows.
The show. Jacob would like to go to the show. He would like to go to the music show. Who says he'd like to go?
Who said he likes to go? Jacob say he would like
Jacob
to go
says he would like
to
to
the
go.
shows.
He says he would like to go.
Just would like.
He suggests they have dinner first. What does Jacob suggest?
He suggests they have a dinner first. They suggest they have a dinner first.
He suggests they have dinner first. Jacob suggests they have dinner first. Does he suggest they would have dinner later?
No, they has. No, later. No, he doesn't suggest
he
they
doesn't
have
suggest they have dinner later. He
later
suggests they
dinner.
have dinner first. What does Jacob suggest they would do?
Yes, we do. They have a dinner first. Jacob suggests they have a dinner first.
They have dinner first. Jacob suggests they have dinner first. Ava thinks that is a good idea. What does Ava think?
Ava thinks that is a good idea.
Dinner is a good idea. Ava thinks that it is a good idea. Does Ava think dinner is a bad idea?
No, Ava doesn't think this is a bad idea. Ava thinks that
No,
is
Ava
a
doesn't
good
think dinner
idea.
is a bad idea. Ava thinks that it is a good idea. What does Ava tell Jacob about having dinner?
Ava thinks that is a good idea.
Ava thinks that is a good idea. Ava tells Jacob that it is a good idea. Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. What does Jacob suggest to Ava?
Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant across the
Jacob
street
suggests
from
they eat
his
at the
apartment.
restaurant across the street from his apartment. He suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. Does Jacob suggest they have dinner at the Hilton Hotel?
No, Jacob doesn't suggest they have a dinner at the Houston Hotels. He
No,
suggests they
Jacob
eat
doesn't
at the
suggest they have dinner
restaurant
at the Hilton
across the
Hotel.
street from
He
his
suggests they eat at
apartment.
the restaurant across the street from his apartment. Where does Jacob suggest they have dinner?
At the restaurant across the street from his apartment.
Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. Ava likes the idea and thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Does Ava want to have dinner with Jacob?
Yes, Ava likes the idea and thinks she knows where
Yes,
the
Ava
restaurant
likes
is.
the idea and thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Does Ava know where the restaurant is?
Yes, she thinks she knows where
Yes,
the
she
restaurant
thinks she
is.
knows where the restaurant is. Ava thinks she knows where the restaurant is.
Restaurant.
Does Ava know the restaurant's location?
Yes, she thinks she knows where the restaurant is.
Yes, she thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant's location. What does Jacob tell Ava about the directions?
Jacob tells her she is right about the
Jacob
restaurant
tells her
location.
she's right about the restaurant's location. Does Jacob tell her she's wrong about the restaurant's location?
No, Jacob, she doesn't tell her she's wrong about the restaurant location.
No, Jacob doesn't tell her she's
He
wrong
tells
about
her
the restaurant's location. He
that
tells
she's
her that
right
she's
about the restaurant location.
who tells Ava she's right about the restaurant's location.
Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant location.
Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant's location. He tells her that she's right about the restaurant's location.